Welcome back to the New Blood Championships and our final heat of the competition. Our final 8 machines of the competition are gearing up to take that last spot on the Grand Finals, and they're going to be fighting with everything they've got. So let's head to the battle board and see how it looks. Canadian middleweight control bot complete control up against the cheapest machine 101, super heavyweight machine Backwhacker up against the weird design of Advanced Mimic, surfs up the Australians up against the lifting forks of another Sentinel, and the Canadians choking hazard up against the strange design Beelzebub. Complete control. Control bot. A Canadian middleweight robot with a very unique weapon setup, a climbing spike attached above the lifting forks to control its opponents around the war zone with a very low ground clearance at the front to make frontal assaults extremely tricky to pull off. But a side attack is another story, and it can't self-right. 101 Rambot. The cheapest machine in the competition, a £1 1 pence with one of the most sophisticated weapons here, armed with a CO2 powered ram triggered by a front sensor whenever someone gets too close. Armored with a hardened steel outer shell to make it able to withstand hits and attacks, but the vulnerable tracks make it quite susceptible and an easy target.
Roboteers, stand by.
Complete control, the middleweight Canadian with the clamper and the lifting forks, and 101 with the CO2 censored ramming spike.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Now, how will this go? Well, complete control, definitely quicker off the mark. 101 seems to have more well, it's a heavyweight against a middleweight, so what do you expect? But who's more on top here? Well, complete control, getting a lift in, and actually managing to do pretty well, but they've reversed onto the spikes, and that's poor control and drive there. And that will count against them if this goes to the judges, who will be marked on style, control, damage, and aggression. But this is great stuff! Tries to lift 101 again, overbalances themselves there. That's brilliant. But look at this. Complete control not giving up and suplexes 101. And that's a heavyweight, don't forget. Complete control only a middleweight, but they are doing great here against 101 and are actually now on top. They've thrown 101 over. They've now got them in their grips and are leading them towards the pit. And I do believe this will be the end for 101 if complete control lets them go. Oh, they can just throw themselves in with them. What happened? Oh, I think the weapon, the clamp, is stuck inside 101, and they couldn't properly release them, so that's why they're both in there. So, who's properly won this? I think this will have to go to the judges, and I'm being told by the judges that the winner from this was complete control. 101, they're out. Well, complete control, they go through 101, they're out of it. Next up, Backwhacker and Advanced Mimic. Backwhacker. Spinner. One of the few super heavyweights in the competition, and very hard to get underneath. The spinning bar is the main weapon of the robot to deal serious damage, but sadly, the electronics and drive chain are extremely exposed. Advanced Mimic. Flipper. A ferocious chest that'll lure any unsuspecting hunter in to plunder its treasure before it introduces to them its vicious mouth with its clamping spiked jaw and flipping tongue. The tongue and chest top can be used in unison to help the machine right itself, but the exposed wheels might be this machine's downfall.
Roboteers, stand by.
Backwhacker, the super heavyweight machine with the spinning bar blade, and Advanced Mimic, the treasure chest, with the flipping tongue and the closing chest top.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Advanced Mimic first off the mark And that, I figured, would be a problem for Backwhacker. The ground clearance there, very high, and high enough for the tongue of Advanced Mimic to get underneath them. Now, can Backwhacker get away? I don't think they can. I think they are completely stuck in that chest of Advanced Mimic. They're stuck in the mouth, and they fitted perfectly in there. I don't think they can get out of that. Advanced Mimic, they're not using the tongue, weirdly. And this is a major problem. If they're completely stuck together very soon, they'll have to be unstuck. And now Backwhacker stuck against the wall, being pinned, being counted out. This count out will not count as an immobilization, however, because it is not Backwhacker's fault. Also, this will not count as a disqualification towards Advanced Mimic for pinning them against the wall. Under normal circumstances, Advanced Mimic would be disqualified, but because Backwhacker is completely stuck inside the mouth, this isn't very fair for Advanced Mimic to be disqualified. It's not their fault. It's because Backwhacker is just the right shape and size. Now Backwhacker free. Now to get away, and there the arena spike sends Advanced Mimic up and over. So now the tide is turned, with Advanced Mimic up and struggling. Backwhacker spinning, hey, and sends the chest skyward into the air. Look at this. In comes Backwhacker and whoop wee through the air and landing as well. So who is stronger? Well, Backwhacker has a more dangerous weapon, and there's a lot of fire from Advanced Mimic, and I think there's something wrong with Advanced Mimic. There is! It's been completely separated! Split! Wow, wow, wow! That is extremely dangerous! That's a lot of damage for Advanced Mimic. Down goes the body, and we saw this before in the Second Wars with Peach against Tsunami. And Backwhacker has done the same thing here to Advanced Mimic. Whoa! Hey, watch it! He only hit the crowd. Look at this though. Great height. It's very impressive, but that was way too close for comfort. You could have hurt someone there. Cease, rightfully called. That was extremely dangerous, but extremely brutal and awesome at the same time. Backwhacker, they are definitely through. But they're going to have to fix that for next time. They're definitely going to get a warning. That was seriously dangerous. Won't change the fact that they go through, but they're going to have to tone the weapon down just a bit. Surf's Up, another Sentinel, they're up next. Surf's Up, Flipper. Always ready to wash out the opposition with the CO2 flipping surfboard made out of aluminium, the low front makes frontal assaults on the machine fruitless, but an attack on the rear will work as the ground clearance is higher there. Another Sentinel. Lifter. They had a previous machine they wanted to enter with, but electrical problems caused them to have to enter with a different machine, so meet another Sentinel. The side skirts make it hard for machines to get underneath, the flipping forks can help lift and control their opponents, and the self-righting mechanism can help bring them back into the game. Unfortunately, their Shreemech isn't as effective as they'd like it to be.
Roboteers, stand by.
Surf's Up with the flipping surfboard, and another Sentinel with the lifting forks.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Basically what this is, really. Surf's Up, though, able to get underneath another Sentinel's front and throw them into the air. They tried using the Shreemech at the wrong time, though. You're in the air. So that's not really going to help. And now you're stuck against the wall. And this is definitely Surf's Up's fight. Another Sentinel, up and over. Thrown again. I don't think anything's going to happen with another Sentinel. I think they're very much gone. They are now out of the arena. And they well, that was beautiful. I enjoyed that one. Well done, Surf's Up. They go through to the second round very quickly, too. Didn't even have to struggle in that fight. Surf's Up very easily through. Next up, Choking Hazard and Beelzebub. Choking Hazard. Lifter. A machine with an artwork resembling a Kinder Egg coming out of Canada. A country where Kinder Eggs aren't even allowed. I'm not even going to get into it. The main weapon is the lifter with a projectile attached. The speed is the machine's key factor as it's extremely quick, but its speed can also be its downfall. Beelzebub. Flamethrower. The main weapon is the flamethrower built into the wedge, which can also be used as a sort of lifter. The wedge is quite low, but the wheels are exposed, and the machine can't drive upside down for some weird reason.
Roboteers, stand by.
Choking Hazard with the lifting arm and the projectile weapon. And Beelzebub with the flamethrowers and the little lifter, which it apparently has.
2, 1. Activate.
Don't think the lifter is its main weapon, more like the flames. But I don't really seem to be doing much, especially with Choking Hazard giving it a good lift. Getting easily underneath Beelzebub, and now nearly has Beelzebub thrown into the pit, and now has them up and over. So I think we can safely assume Beelzebub's gone. Nope, they're righted. Now Beelzebub throwing them up and over. Choking Hazard. And I think this is the end, really, for Beelzebub. It will be now. There's the pit. And it just takes one small nudge from Choking Hazard for them to go down. And Beelzebub, well and truly beaten. Choking Hazard caught in the lip. Don't go down there yourself, you fool. Hey. Why are you firing your flames? You're out. There's no point. You're going home. Well, the fight to the end, I guess. But it's Choking Hazard going through to round 2. Well done, Choking Hazard. And it was very easy, I think, for Choking Hazard to go through. Beelzebub, they're out. And this is how round 2 looks. The super heavyweight machine Backwhacker up against the Australian Flipperbot Surf's Up. But first, an all-Canadian affair between the middleweight control machine Complete Control and the heavyweight lifter projectile bot in Choking Hazard.
Roboteers, stand by.
Complete Control with the clamp and lifting forks. And Choking Hazard with the lifting arm and the projectile weapon.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Got to give credit to Choking Hazard. It's a very impressive machine. Choking Hazard up against another impressive machine in the form of Complete Control. Both Canadian, actually. It's a Canadian off, which I find interesting. Who's got the better pushing power? Probably Choking Hazard. Definitely from that. And down the pit. Well, good driving there from Complete Control. The skid and lure Choking Hazard into the pit. That was brilliant stuff. Get away from the spikes. Well done, Complete Control. Getting rid of Choking Hazard very easily and quickly. They were probably the biggest threat they had in this heat. One of the biggest threats. The other one being Backwhacker if they can get through. And Surf's Up, come to think of it. But right now, they're through. Questionable whether through skill, but through nonetheless. Next up, Backwhacker and Surf's Up.
Roboteers, stand by.
Backwhacker with a spinning bar blade. And Surf's Up with the flipping surfboard.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Surf's Up, very much afraid of Backwhacker. And I think there might be a problem with Surf's Up. They're not moving. Their weapon's working. Some bit of armor's come flying off Surf's Up. But I think there's a problem with the drive. There's no movement. And there won't be after that! The same thing that happened to Advanced Mimics happened again! And now... and now the surfboard's been completely shredded. Look at this! One slide underneath, and that's it! Definitely no more life in Surf's Up now. And that is a shame. Surf's Up definitely seemed impressive, but this is the end. Flung over. That is a very, very lethal weapon on Backwhacker. And now, into the pits goes Surf's Up. That's the end of it. And now, what is Backwhacker doing? There's no point on attacking Surf's Up. They're in the pit. Oh, now they've thrown them out. I wonder if there's something they're trying to do here. If they want them in a certain way. They have the weapon to bring them out, so fair play to them. And now, still attacking. It's like beating a dead horse, really. Flinging Surf Up over onto the floor flipper. Now, here's something. The floor flipper should be activating, but it's not. I'm wondering if there's a problem with the floor flipper. It's not going. I think there might be a problem with the floor flipper. It might be broken. What on earth was that went flying? That's a wheel. Oh. Backwhacker. Very dangerous, very brutal as they throw Surf's Up into the pit. And I think now are leaving them alone. That's probably how they wanted them, in the pit. The diagonal. Caesar's called. Backwhacker, ferocious and very, very lethal. And a very, very strong contender for not just the Heat final, but also the Grand Final for the New Blood Championships. Complete Control are going to be in serious trouble with this machine. So brutal. Poor Surf's Up. They didn't send it. They didn't even get off the mark. Let's be real here. But this is the Heat final. The middleweight machine, Complete Control, against the super heavyweight machine, Backwhacker. This is going to be a very interesting Heat final. Two different weight machines with two very different weapon setups. Complete Control, the middleweight, Backwhacker, the super heavyweight. Complete Control took on 101. Had a very good fight with them. That was the only real problem. Got stuck on the spikes. Suplexed 101 though, getting them up and over. And then a little bit of controversy here by them both falling in the pit here. And Complete Control couldn't really let them go. The weapon was stuck. Went to the judges. Complete Control got the win. And they went on to face Choking Hazard, who they then lured and slid into the pit. Very quick and efficient too. Backwhacker got stuck right at the start by Advanced Mimic. Couldn't do anything, but they got free. And then came in, and this was where some serious damage happened. The end for Advanced Mimic, threw the body into the pit, and then some real health and safety hazard with Advanced Mimic going flying into the crowd. And then more or less the same thing with Surf's Up. One blow, really. That was the end of that. Surf's Up, disabled, shredded the weapon, and then nice and controlled push down into the pit of oblivion.
Robot ears, stand by.
Complete control with the clamping weapon and the lifting forks, the middleweight, and Backwhacker, the super heavyweight, with the spinning bar blade.
2, 1. Activate.
This for the final slot in the newbie championships grand finals, and you can see that the amount of weight Complete Control is having to lift, but they are persistent in doing so, and they're actually surprisingly doing very well here. What's happened to Backwhacker? They seem stuck, as something happened. Well, Complete Control will take advantage and have thrown them over. Well, that's impressive there. Look at this, one push, and there they go, and something seems to have flung away from Backwhacker. Now Complete Control on the attack. Backwhacker's righted themselves. And this is a major surprise, and not at all what we were expecting. We were expecting the super heavyweight to completely outclass the middleweight. But instead, it's the middleweight getting the upper hand and throwing them out! Well, how about that? Look at this! Well done, Complete Control, a middleweight under a super heavyweight, and tosses them over the wall and out of the competition. Well done, Complete Control. Has to be the most famous victory in Robot Wars to date. Well done. We saw them toss out huge in the main competition, and now we see Complete Control throw out a super heavyweight. Absolutely insane and absolutely fantastic. Well done, Complete Control, as they take our final slot in the grand finals. Until then, take care, and I'll see you next time. Farewell.